Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Imperial HoloNet. I'm GID123,
I'm Red Leader Tillies.
and today
And
we have
I'm
a special
Nero.
guest.
Hello, I'm Nero Cole, as you all
Who
actually
has never been on one of our videos, and we have not attempted to have him on one of our videos, and we did not talk for 5 hours trying to record last night.
Yes,
No, we
ignore the
That did
laughter,
not
folks.
happen.
So, yes.
We did not kill each other's laptops.
You
This
had
is
to
not
be
an
there.
assassination attempt upon Skynet.
You had to
And
be
you
there.
might be able to see that recording eventually, folks, because it might still be going on.
Maybe.
Yes, my computer. For people who don't realize, my computer may currently be recording everything for like the past 2 days. We don't know because there's 2 videos that are fluctuating, and I have no idea what they are. They're apparently MP3 files, and I don't know because I deleted the thing that was recording them, but apparently they're still going. So
That would make your computer probably the most valuable computer ever.
Indeed.
So anyway,
Skynet.
One day. back on Stay on Target. We are going to be discussing.
Hey, this is episode 3, or we're going to do episode 3. We're not doing episode 4 yet.
Well, anyway,
We're getting there, folks.
we're going
to
Oh, sorry. Well,
to the topic.
Right. So anyway, we are going to do a little topic called Star Wars Infinities, which for comic book fans are pretty much what ifs, Earth 1s, Earth 2s, Marvel what ifs. I don't know what Marvel's equivalent of Earth what ifs are. But anyway,
What
yeah.
ifs? Marvel does what ifs, DC does elseworlds.
Yes. Okay, so
Dark Horse does infinities.
the Infinities for Star Wars. Pretty much anything
We got
goes.
4, 5, and 6 back in the... When was that? About 2006 or so?
Something like that. I don't remember, but I just remember they were
Maybe
cool.
earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got those, and those were 4-issue minis that were one ongoing story of what if something had happened. Like episode 5 is what if Luke died. What 6? I forget what 6's is, but all of these are different what ifs for the Star Wars universe and how things would have went differently. And so we're essentially going to do what stories that we want to see that obviously go against continuity or big changes. What if a certain character was this way? What if different character chose to go a different path? So
I actually have something I want to bring up just right here, just for an Infinity story. Sorry, folks, giggles from last time. I want to see Star Wars do a time travel thing. I don't think Star Wars has ever done anything involving time travel.
I don't think it has either.
Do you?
What? No, I don't think so, actually, unless there's anything in the Force that allows people to time travel, which, to my knowledge, has not happened.
Pretty sure there has it. Hold on.
If it has happened, it happened somewhere very obscure, and no one has talked about it. But yeah,
apparently it happened in the Droids comics that were tied into that Droid show.
Okay, well, apart from...
Oh, and Ben Skywalker has done it. C-3PO, R2, Anakin allegedly, Luke allegedly, Leia, 3 stormtroopers, Jason Solo, it's something called Force flow walking, travel from one point in time to another, real space. It's not generally body while traveling. So essentially, the person's body, it's like an out-of-body experience through the Force.
So basically, JID's story did happen. We just didn't know what happened.
Must have been very vague and very rare. Because I just...
yeah, it's called Tet Ami. And that's from Star Wars Tales, and it might not be actually canonical.
Right.
So Leia canonically did.
Huh. So Star Wars did do time travel. Because, that's something you never... I just never thought I would see in Star Wars.
Oh, and there's something called the Eternity Crystal. But, yeah. Star Wars has... you can never say, I don't think Star Wars has never done this, because if it's Star Wars, if it's something that exists, Star Wars has done it at some point.
What, is there an internet rule for it?
Yes, I've always wanted to see is there one? Because if there's always going to be a Star Wars.
Yeah,
Palpatine getting it on.
Oh, God. Oh Lord.
Yeah, he's the Emperor. I'm sure that gets him
Oh,
good with
Sith
the
Lord.
ladies. And the Sith Lord, he's getting it good with the ladies.
Oh yeah, Jim McDermott.
Yeah.
But
Speaking of a what if stories, what if Palpatine was a Jedi?
That
I
would
heard
be
that the other day. That'd be he'd
weird.
probably just be kind of a pretty powerful Jedi. Most of his knowledge, most of his strength, and exceeding power comes from the fact that he is a Sith. Seeing as the dark side is inherently stronger,
True.
Here's
and of
something.
course the fact that he grew up in a family of kind of jerk nobles and stuff like that, so that kind of inherently he has a lot of rage and hate, which builds into that. Being a powerful Sith Lord.
Yeah.
What if,
Also was trained by Plagueis.
speaking of
Yes.
Plagueis, what if the Plagueis was the villain and like he actually managed to survive and kill off Palpatine before he screwed him over?
Well, that might happen with Snoke.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
that's pretty possible. But I don't know. Like everyone always tells me, Plagueis would have made a better Emperor than Palpatine ever would have.
Well, I mean, yeah, the Council Force cast once just did this whole discussion where they were talking about who would be a better Emperor than Palpatine. Like, what if Vader was the Emperor? What if Thrawn was the Emperor? What if Plagueis was the Emperor? What if, I think, like, Bane was the Emperor?
What if Vishnu
And-
was the Emperor? Oh wait, he was.
But yeah, Plagueis would actually make a pretty damn good Emperor, but he wouldn't make, like, a good Sith Emperor because he cared about because he cared about his fellow Sith. It's the same reason Darth Bane killed Lord Khan, is because Lord Khan cared about equality for all of the Sith, and Bane killed him for that because the notion of being fair goes against everything the Sith believe in.
I bet Alec would have liked Lord Khan.
Yeah, I need to read some of those stories because most of my love for Star Wars comes for the Sith.
There's
Mhm.
another one that kind of happened in Clone Wars just for a few minutes. Count Dooku as a good guy, still. Remember? At
Oh,
the
well, that's not just that wouldn't be in Infinities. That would just straight up be, that's a thing that happened, and we really should see that would be like. We just haven't told. It's a thing that existed. We just don't know what the stories were.
Well, that's true, but
Yeah.
he stayed a good guy. That was the whole thing.
Oh yeah, it'd be interesting. Yeah, of course, characters like that not turning to the dark. I don't know if things would be too different because Palpatine would probably just get another apprentice or go for Anakin faster.
I would have loved to seen that. What would have happened post Return of the Jedi and that Return of the Jedi Infinity if Darth Vader actually lived.
Hmm.
Did you remember what happened post Return of the Jedi Infinity, right?
Yeah, well, he has like a white Vader suit and everything.
That was so cool. That just
It's
makes
just hilarious.
true, but it does make my brain think because reformed villains are they're like the one thing that will always hook me into something.
So
Mhm.
basically, Spider-Man 2, Doc Ock.
No, they actually live to tell the tale and they have to deal with it.
Okay.
Yeah, because like Vader, we always say like Vader redeemed himself, but feeling bad and fixing one of your many mistakes isn't necessarily the same thing as redeeming yourself.
Yeah.
I've seen
He
some-
felt
made a-
bad, but
He made a good decision, but he didn't redeem himself.
yeah. And so it'd be interesting. It's kind of like that guy from I think it was Dark Empire or not Dark Empire.
Revan.
Who was that guy who Lumaya and Vader both trained?
Carnor Jax?
Is he the guy with the really cool armor?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The former stormtrooper? Okay, that guy. What if that guy had actually... Evan Nova postulated this, and I really think this would be amazing. If he had survived and had to redeem himself and was part of Luke's new Jedi Order and was like, kind of like essentially Proto-Kyle Katarn, but even stronger because he was trained by Vader.
No, that's not what happened. He became the Emperor. Are we talking about the same guy? Who are we talking
What do
about?
you mean? The guy who was trained by the Luminaya?
I will look that up real quick.
There were a lot
I'll
of
look
people
it up,
trained by.
so-
There were a lot of people trained by Luminaire. We gotta be a little more specific.
Lumaya?
Well, yeah, you got the right name.
Not Galen Marak.
This guy. Sorry, folks.
No, not that guy. Keep talking. I'll find it.
Well, clearly, we're not the right person. There were two
Yeah, so
guards.
what are your other things?
Okay, let me see. Oh, I want a what-if scenario if Thrawn tried to betray the Emperor and take over the Empire for himself. I actually think he can do it because Thrawn is that awesome. And he's smart. And he wouldn't have the charisma to get the loyal troops on his side.
Oh, what was that?
I would love
Excuse me. Oh,
sorry.
What?
Can you hear us? Texting?
yes.
Okay. Another one where Vader and the Emperor survived the Battle of Endor, and for some reason, like, I don't know what would happen, but I kind of want to see that. Like, they're just like, what would happen if, like, they destroyed the Death Star, but the Emperor and Vader survived? That would be awesome. I'm actually writing something similar to that right now, but that's like a whole other thing I don't want to talk about because it would be too complex, too weird, and just nothing I should probably mention.
What if the people on Camino rebelled against the Republic?
That happened. Oh,
Did it?
Yeah.
Well,
In Battlefront.
Did it happen? Oh yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
like,
because which I really wanted to see. I always thought it would be cool if there was like a clone. I love the whole officially there never was a clone rebellion, but like I really think it would be cool if there was like full on the rebellion has a bunch of clones
that would be really cool.
who like don't age. Like actually, I think it would have been cool. Like, wouldn't this be interesting if like it turns out that somebody like Akbar or somebody like kind of mentally broke because they couldn't stop the First Order, and so like 10 years ago they started another clone army. But then but then it just goes completely haywire. Like the First Order and the Republic both have to team up to take it down, or like it's split in half where like maybe they decide to give them free will and they still decide to help the Republic and kind of. It's almost a redemption thing for the Republic since they used a slave army, and so they give them that free will, but then they choose to help anyway.
that'd be interesting.
That'd be
I thought of another one.
quite interesting.
I don't know if this is less of an Infinity, but I'd like to see a version of the Clone Wars written as if the original drafts from the Thrawn trilogy were still canon. Because if you read the Thrawn trilogy, there's a mention of the Clone Wars, and it doesn't necessarily mesh up well with what actually happened in the prequels.
Oh yeah, the whole evil cloners who were battling the Republic.
Yeah. Like, I just like to see, like...
I mean, you could make an argument, though, that he was talking about the Kaminoan Rebellion.
I don't think he was. I don't think... I know, but... They state the... No, he says the Clone Wars, I think.
Well, it was a battle after the Clone Wars, but since the information was... Well, I don't know. Like I think it's such a small amount of information. Plus, you could make the argument that since they were working with Palpatine, they technically were working against the Republic the whole time. Since we found out that governor guy and what's-her-face were working with Palpatine in the Clone Wars arc. With the inhibitor chips.
Right.
So in a way, they actually were working to undermine the Republic, except if you played Battlefront, in which case they actually were good guys. Well, maybe they were working with the Empire, but then... Like, the people themselves were against it, and then they found out and betrayed them during that rebellion.
That's how it mostly happens. But yeah, I'd kind of like to see, like, a different take was, like, before... Like, just kind of what might have originally been entailed. I mean, they did the Star Wars. I mean, come on. That's the ultimate Infinity right there. The Star Wars. Let's see. Before we get into the big one, which I know you, Red Leader, have a lot to say, let's just try and think of some other random ideas first before we get into the big stuff.
What if Revan hadn't died, or what if Revan hadn't died in KOTOR 2? I mean, I know he didn't die, but I know he was like imprisoned or whatever. But what if Revan had?
No, he has a big story arc in the Old Republic games.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying though. What if
he didn't get captured? You mean?
Yeah. What if he didn't get captured? What if he came back from Sith space back to the Republic? Would the Jedi Order be radically different?
That would be an interesting idea because I would like.
Or would they have killed him?
I would have liked to have seen Revan's influence on the Jedi Order of that time. That's an interesting story just waiting to happen, I think.
Ooh, I got a good one.
That up, the fact that he was teaching Jedi to have emotions and then the Council was censoring him. I mean, they sent him on a suicide mission to kill him. And they and the Sith both bombed him to kill him. They both betrayed him.
Yeah.
I got a good one.
He tried to help both sides, and they ended up both trying to kill him.
Okay,
Rather in a nutshell.
sorry. I got a good one. What if you know that how who here played the Star Wars Episode 3 video game, which I'll bring up later if
I
we
did.
I did.
Okay, you remember the alternate ending where you played Anakin and he doesn't get burned up?
Well, there's two alternate ones. There's the one that I'll get into later, and then there's the one I think you were talking about, which is if you stab Obi-Wan.
Yeah, you stab
Yes.
Obi-Wan and then you kill the Emperor.
Yeah.
What if Anakin did not become robot? It's gonna be weird saying robot Vader because I don't feel. But you know what I mean. He's Darth
Mecha
Vader.
Vader.
He's Darth Vader, but without the suit. And he just killed the Emperor and took over. I would love to see what.
Or what if he had killed? Or what if he hadn't killed the Emperor, but still was Anakin with no boundaries?
Ooh, that'd be scary.
That would be
Probably
really
would have
scary.
eventually just killed Palpatine anyways. Or actually, it's interesting because a lot of times we say that he decides that he'll become completely subservient to Palpatine because the novelization and the script and everything outright state that Anakin wanted to kill Palpatine. Like, if Padme had joined him, he would have just killed Palpatine and the two of them would have ruled the galaxy.
True love, folks.
He can make the galaxy how he wanted it to be. It's like, oh god, we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that later, folks.
Hopefully.
Oh god,
Hopefully,
you weren't here for Joel's the episode 3 fan fiction idea he had.
Ooh, I want to hear that.
Type it in, Joel. But yeah, for
It
what
was
would
just
happen.
Padme Anakin fan fiction, not episode 3.
What?
It was just Padme Anakin fan fiction.
But yeah, so the thing is, like, what if Anakin was just the absolute sadistic person that he is, but with it's a bad joke. It's a bad joke, so I'm not going to say it on the channel. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
pretty.
But
It's a pretty great
that's
idea.
Serious.
Mm.
I'd pay money
But yeah,
to see
so
that.
what if he had killed Obi-Wan? I think if he had killed Obi-Wan and Padme had died, I think he would have just broken mentally, and either become like when he lost Padme, Obi-Wan escaped, and he got injured. He became completely subservient.
Yeah.
Like, he had that plan to Padme and I will rule the galaxy, I'll kill Palpatine. But then once he got... People say, okay, it's because he got physically broken so he couldn't defeat him. I get the sense that it's not as much that that it wasn't that he could physically defeat Palpatine. It was the fact that Padme had died. That was the reason that he gave up on trying to defeat him.
I think the Darth Vader comic pretty much says
and then
that.
she's gone. What?
I think the Darth Vader comic pretty much proves your theory. I mean, the moment he finds out it's Luke, I mean, you can just tell. You know that scene I'm talking about, right? You can just see the ambition. You can just
it will be mine. It will all be mine. Yeah,
you just
that.
can see the ambition, like clicking back in, like.
And that's what he says in Dark Lord, the Rise of Darth Vader as well, where he kind of is just like, you know, you get the sense that he wanted to take over, but then it's not even that physically he can't defeat Palpatine. He can't defeat Palpatine, obviously, but even if he could, he wouldn't, because he just goes with the flow. He has no ambition. He has no reason. He has the ambition to kill all the Jedi out of spite, and to kill Obi-Wan to get revenge on him, which is kind of the big thing in the Purge comic, where he's getting hit by, he actually nearly gets killed by a lot of Jedi over the course of that series of one-shots because, you know, he's taking risks. And there's in fact, the only reason he wins is because the best Jedi there, Butler Swan, gets killed by her own friend. One of the fellow Jedi says that we should kill Vader, in cold blood, and she's like, no, we can't do that. She stands in front of him, and then he cuts her with her own lightsaber. Which is a really sad death for a Jedi who I really liked.
Which is why I kind of I'm glad at least Force Unleashed got retconned, because that kind of just says that Vader always wanted to take over the Empire from day one, and he didn't seem.
And I hate that. Well, I mean, he did from day one, but then after that point, he just
it's broke. In the back of his head.
And I just hate the idea. Well, I guess you could argue though that he didn't, and that the whole time he was working with Palpatine.
I don't know. I think that's a bit of a stretch.
No, because they outright say it's that way.
True.
What if
he does?
What if Luke actually took his place at the Emperor's side? I'm sure there's an infinity out there for that somewhere, but wouldn't that be interesting to see how Luke turned out?
Well, Dark
We
Empire.
got something akin to that. Well, yeah, that, but even more of an Infinities thing. We got that in. Have either of you played, or at least seen, Force Unleashed 2 Ultimate Sith Edition?
I've seen a little bit. Not really interested.
I've seen a little bit.
It's essentially because the thing is, Force Unleashed 2 is canonically the light side ending happens from 1, and then I think the light side ending for 2 also occurs, but the thing is, with Ultimate Sith Edition, it's essentially the sequel to 1 if you go from the dark side ending. Like, if the dark side ending is what happens.
Yeah. I've played that.
And what happens is, like, it's essentially like it's a DLC thing. Also, it's so freaking horrifying to play because what happens is you go to Hoth and you actually make Luke join you. Because like he starts electrocuting the Falcon. He's about to kill everyone, and so then like he's like taunting Luke to save them on Hoth, and so then Luke gives into the dark side and defeats him so that the Falcon can escape to save his friends. So to save his friends, he turns to the dark side, and he has yellow eyes, and then we never pick up on that again. But then what happens is we find out that Leia became a Jedi. And that she has like a yellow lightsaber, and that she's now a Jedi because Luke fell, and she battles Starkiller, and then he kills her. But also in that, you actually it's so horrifying. Like Han like tries to kill Starkiller, and Starkiller uses the Force to have Chewie as a shield, and makes Han kill Chewie.
Oh.
And then he stabs Han through. It's so sad, and he like throws Chewie's dead body at Han. It's so terrifying. So sad, but yeah, like that kind of thing.
Hey,
I just would like.
Ooh,
you go.
I just thought of a good one. It's so original, no one's thought about it. What if Darth Maul lived? Isn't that so original?
Yeah, it's not like there's 3 different versions of that.
Yeah.
Okay, I just have to.
Never
or 2.
heard that
Sorry,
before.
there's 2, and then there's the imposter, then there's the holocron.
Yeah, the holocron.
I prefer the imposter. Well, the imposter thing's weird though, but still, I like that a little bit.
You count the whole Force Unleashed proxy fighting as Darth Maul, kind of.
Well,
That kind of counts, I guess.
yeah. Anyways, yeah. Sorry, I had to make that joke. I'm sure someone out there gets confused. Speaking of Darth Maul, actually, where is that comic where they do kind of have the whole Darth Maul lived and has robot legs thing? Like, it's not canon?
That's some old wounds.
That's not canon, is it?
Where he battles
No.
Obi-Wan?
Right.
Yeah,
That's not
and
been...
Owen Lars shoots him in the head with a blaster. Yeah, that's called old wounds.
First off, I'm sure someone took inspiration for that in Clone Wars. I mean, the legs look too...
Oh yeah, they straight up give
yeah.
him the chicken legs.
Yeah,
It's the exact same legs. It was an actual reference.
Sorry. I mean... I got McDonald's. Yay. But yeah, yeah, I'm sure somebody... So that's always been considered, like... I know, like, I remember listening to a Clone Wars podcast from Geeky Gentleman, and somebody said that's always been considered, like, quasi-canon. Because nothing really confirms nor denies it.
Well, since he's in Rebels, probably not.
Well, I mean, not anymore. I mean, before the reboot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, before Clone Wars, obviously. But yeah, it just had
Before
to make...
Clone Wars, yeah, it was possibly canonical.
Whatever happened to Commander Cody?
Part of the Empire, I guess, from that point on. I wonder why Rex didn't try and save him.
That's a good question.
Maybe Rex killed him. We don't know what happened with that Siege of Mandalore. I mean, the most recent, or a few episodes ago in Rebels, we found out that Anakin and Ahsoka met again right before he saved Chancellor Palpatine.
Oh, wow.
For a moment, I got confused when I heard that, and I thought, like, wait, she was there when Anakin was going to save Palpatine from Mace Windu, and I'm like, oh, wait, no. Wrong scene.
She's just, like, sitting there in the back, and, like watching, she's like, hey, Anakin, did you help? And then she, like, just looks at, like, Kit Fisto's dead body, is like, oh, shit, and then she, like, walks out, and then, like, like, good.
I didn't see anything.
Ooh, the galaxy. And we will have this. And she's like, damn it.
So you did see that episode. That's good.
What's going on with that Siege of Mandalore thing?
I don't know. Dave always said that certain things should not be shown in certain ways. I don't remember what he said. He's being all secrety about it. You know how Dave...
He's being George Lucas.
Yeah, but I like Dave Filoni, though, a lot.
Oh, yeah. He's Lucas before Lucas broke.
he's the new George Lucas, except he's not running the show. But, so you did see that Rebels episode. Did you see,
I didn't see it, but I heard that from Antoine.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna... cool, there's a cool little scene I told you about earlier. Anyway.
I still need to watch that.
Oh, speaking of Ahsoka, what if Ahsoka... Well, I want to see one where Ahsoka turned to the dark side.
Like, with Anakin?
I don't know. If you want to do that, that's fine. That'd be
I
interesting.
think it'd be interesting if she became Anakin's apprentice. I don't know if she would ever do that, though, seeing as the whole idea with her is, she is everything good about Anakin.
I mean, I don't think they'll do it in Rebels or anything, but
I doubt it.
But it's just in What If.
Well, yeah, I mean, because again, the point is that Ahsoka's... Well, the interesting thing about Ahsoka is she isn't just everything that's good about Anakin, she also has a lot of his flaws.
What would be... What if where Anakin and Vader, in the full suit, were like Master and Apprentice again? What would Ahsoka's weird, silly little nickname for Vader be? V-Guy? I don't know.
Sky Guy.
No,
Still call him Sky Guy.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for Vader in Rebels to call her Snips.
It'll be like this. Snips.
And she'll be like,
strangely
Sky
awesome.
Guy?
I wouldn't mind seeing that, even though I think it'd be silly. But I want to see it anyway.
That will be a meme. I guarantee you, if that is said, that will be a meme.
I'm still waiting for. I have this theory of like Vader just cuts her head off, and then he's like, "Wait, Snips? Like it was you?" Or the idea that everyone gets blown up on Alderaan, which I still love. Just like they all like this show ends with them on Alderaan, and they give the planet to Leia, and they're like, like it's a new hope for the like there's peace, like there's a chance for everyone now because once we get those plans, yada yada yada, a new hope. And then you see the Death Star, and they're like, "What's that?" And then just like a laser beam, and they just explode, and then it just ends. It's like da 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 da. And then like we cut to like a clip of episode 4, and like Ezra's helmet is just in space.
Yeah.
That would be the darkest thing ever.
No, it'd be a clip of Tarkin going, "You may fire when ready," and then just kaboom, the classic scene.
It's like from when they destroy the Death, like the Robot Chicken clip of like the guy who's on the desk, like the other prisoner on the death space, like the rebels have come to save me, and then they leave, and he'll still like, they'll be back, and then he's like, they came back for me. Let's explode this thing and go home. No,
my favorite when the Death Star was about to accidentally crash into that planet.
No, my favorite's when they blow up Dantooine and it's poor Tarkin's summer home. But yeah, what if Tarkin survived? That's a thing.
Oh, I'd actually like to see that. Like,
that would be interesting to see.
What a post episode 4 Tarkin would look like.
What about like post episode 6? Like, what if he survived that long? He and Tarkin versus Thrawn. Like political intrigue. They're not actually fighting, but they're like one-upping each other within the remnants of the Empire.
They'd be the two heads of the Empire, like co-emperors almost.
Would they be constantly vying for power?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Or if they worked together, the galaxy would just no hope. They would win.
There's fan fiction of that somewhere, and I need to find it.
That would be awesome.
I've actually read a fan fiction where Thrawn survived the Thrawn trilogy and lived to see like the clone emperor stuff.
Oh God. He'd probably be like, "I'm out."
Yeah, that's what he was.
He just gets in the TIE Interceptor and leaves.
No, he was against the clone emperor. Thought he was insane.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's another clone emperor, and he's just like, "I'm done. Done."
Pretty much. Oh, okay, now for some silly ones before, one more silly one. Kylo Ren meets Vader, and of course, fangasm. Kylo Ren's like, "Oh my gosh, oh 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 my gosh, squee!"
I can already picture the fan art.
God.
Can I have your autograph?
He does like the Riddler thing from Batman Forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just like looking at, like he's like, cause you know how like Riddler's a fanboy for Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Bruce Wayne, that's my name. Like, what's yours? Like, just have like Kylo Ren be just. In fact, he kind of looks like Jim Carrey in a lot of ways, like a young Jim Carrey.
Really, I don't see it.
I don't see that.
In the hair.
No, I don't see it.
It's not the right color, but it's kind of the same. In Batman Forever.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't see it. I don't see it. No, I don't see it. Shoot, I forgot the actor's name already.
Jim Carrey?
No, not Jim Carrey.
Adam Driver.
Oh, Adam
Driver. Adam Driver doesn't look like Jim Carrey at all. He looks more like a young Harrison Ford mixed with a little something.
Winter.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
Like, oh god.
So what's the big one that y'all want to talk about?
Yeah, Red.
What if Anakin killed Palpatine and saved Mace?
I thought it was just Infinities for the prequels in general, but yeah, that's your big one.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
Like, what would happen to the clones? Because people would find out about the inhibitor chips. Would people, like, have riots and try and kill the clones? Would the clones be distrusted? How would they... They would have to be very careful. Because, after all, there's Order 67, which is, get Palpatine in power no matter what. And so, they'd have to be very careful.
What's Order 67 actually supposed to do?
What?
What's Order 67 is supposed to do?
If Palpatine's removed from office, they will kill whoever is in office and make him a police state.
Oh, wow. That's like
the
nuclear option. Like, no more subtlety, just kill everyone.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like bombard Coruscant sort of thing. Or bombard the Senate.
If Anakin did not kill... If he tried to kill Palpatine, but Palpatine escapes, and then he executes Order 67... And so it's like Anakin's in the Jedi versus Palpatine.
That'd be interesting, though. I think it would be kind of cool if there was only Mace's word. Like, Anakin, almost kills him, like, almost betrays the Jedi, and kind of, how would they be able to trust him? And, I think it would be interesting if, Padme, breaks away from the Republic, and, there is a rebellion. So then the Separatists, so then there's the Separatists, there's the rebellion, with Padme and Bail and Montha and all that, and then there's the Republic, and then some of the Jedi like Yoda join Padme's group.
Oh, I have an idea.
And then some of the Separatists join the rebellion.
No, I got a better idea. I got a weirder idea. Okay, so first off, Count Dooku lives. You can kill off General.
Well, he couldn't though if it's at that point.
Well, I don't know. Maybe something happens that they manage to capture Dooku. Well, it's Infinity. We're just gonna make stuff up. So okay, so this is what could happen. So, and we can kill Palpatine, though. Count Dooku lives, he gets thrown in jail, because it's part of the plan. Then, the General Grievous either gets killed, maybe he lives, maybe he escapes, I don't know. I think it'd be cool if he escapes, because I like General Grievous a lot.
Maybe he gets, completely wounded, and then he has to become, even more of a robot.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, so here's the thing I like the idea. So you kill off Palpatine, you save Mace, however, Palpatine does, it's like he has, a pre-recording of himself in case this happens. This is the ultimate, the heck with you guys.
Like he did in Shatterpoint.
Something like that.
Shattered Empire.
Something, yeah, it's like that. And he pretty much sends all the clone armies, execute Order 67. And this plan's like, if I'm going down, I'm taking you all down with me. Full galactic anarchy. And so the Separatists and the Jedi have to team up to stop the clones in Palpatine's last grand stand.
Yeah, but I think it'd be more interesting to see politically what would happen to the clones, where, kind of you could do a lot of stuff with, kind of like Purple Man, with people not being in control of their own autonomy.
Oh,
and
you want to go with Clone Wars?
Are they morally responsible for the fact that Palpatine put something in their brain? Well, they didn't kill the Jedi, yeah, but they could have. Yeah, but it wasn't their choice, that kind of thing. And have it be Anakin and some of the Jedi completely defend them, some of them don't like them. And have it be the council is just split in half, and so Anakin and a bunch of Jedi, or well, would Anakin be welcomed back into the Jedi? Would Anakin be welcomed back into the Republic? Probably, but would Mace betray him? I think it'd be interesting if Obi-Wan joined the rebellion at first, And like, wouldn't it be interesting if like Mace and everyone like are against Anakin, and then they realize that maybe he is right. Like, okay, he does deserve a second chance. He's our best hope. And so like maybe Mace and Yoda are fighting each other, and like just all this political distrust. What would happen to the Senate guards? Would they? Because Palpatine had specially trained elite guards, the Red Guards. What would those guys do? What would the other Senate guards do? Would they join the rebellion? Again, what would happen to the clones? They would have to bring all of the clones out from the front lines to get those inhibitor chips removed, just in case. What would happen? I think it would be interesting if like the Jedi say to like pull back, and then like maybe have it be like, I don't know, like Yadi Mundi is like trapped behind lines on Megiddo or something, and like Yoda's like, nope, all the Jedi are going to come back to Coruscant, and we're going to, just stop the war, because the war began because of Palpatine, so we'll just leave all these innocent people to die, and then have Anakin rally, kind of like the Army of Light, have Anakin like rally an army of Jedi who want to keep fighting because it's the right thing to do, even if it comes at the cost of the Jedi Order, and like have him and like Aayla Secura and all those people like keep fighting, and like that kind of thing, and like have there be more factions, just complete political distrust and stuff like that, and like, well, where would Ron Koda fall? Where would Ron Koda hated the clone, or didn't approve of the usage of clones, but at the same time, he also doesn't like the Jedi Council.
You haven't answered the very important question, though, my friend. One very important character. What happens to Newt Gunray, the best character of the prequels? You know how much I love
Actually, I actually do have an idea about that, because again, I've thought this in depth. What would happen would be the Separatists would start warring with each other. So like the Separatists would be infighting. And so pretty much, but it wouldn't be that the Separatists are no longer a threat, but rather they're arguably even more of a threat, because now they're fighting each other and everyone's caught in between. And then like some of the Separatists join the rebellion, some of them
you kill
join
off
their own
Dooku
private
and
thing.
Grievous then?
And then I have another idea, which is Anakin has to recruit the Mandalorians, like Bo-Katan and the Night Owls.
I don't know.
That'd be
so
cool.
that they have to free Mandalore, but like with limited resources.
Seems like a very complex story. I wouldn't.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. Like it would be like an 80 issue, like ongoing.
An 80-ish.
It seems like
That sounds like a winner. I think we have ourselves a winner here, folks.
But then, what other prequel things could you guys come up with?
Just anything.
What about the Shatterpoint thing? Because in that book, Mace is thinking about what if he had just cut Dooku's head off, when he had
the war never happened.
He says that Jango would kill him, because Jango would have killed him. But what if he had been able to kill Dooku in Episode 2? Or what if they had just done what Depa Billaba said, which was just nuke the damn arena?
Well, let's say if they went with the Dooku killing Dooku thing first, although the arena, because I think the arena, nuke the dang arena kind of leaves us without a story. Then you would just have General Grievous. Wouldn't General Grievous just take over? He seems like he.
No, because he was in the arena.
Oh no! I mean, if they did.
Yeah. Grievous would take over. And the thing is, what would happen to Palpatine's plan? Because Anakin, would Anakin be easier to fall to the dark side, or would that be
probably make it harder without a war?
linchpin?
Well, if the war just makes everything harder for Palpatine, because wars just make everything easier to consolidate power, as we all know. That's history for you.
It kind of did make everything easier for him, though, because he exhausted everyone, and then he got the entire resources of the Separatists and the entire resources of the Republic, not to mention the independent systems.
That's true. Here's a. I don't know.
He had two armies.
Some of my infinities for the prequels just seem like things that should have happened anyway. Like you didn't kill off Darth Maul, but yet you had Count Dooku show up, and like Darth Maul almost replaces Grievous as that kind of.
Dirge in Episode 3.
What?
What if Dirge had survived to Episode 3?
That'd be interesting. I would love to see Dirge.
Yeah, I would love to see them do Dirge again.
Like maybe like Obi-Wan kills Grievous and then just Dirge shows up.
But yeah, like I would at least just see more like improvements to the prequels if you ask me. Like Darth Maul survives. He's in Episode 2. He's still doing the same thing, but now he's like a commander for the droid army. He pretends to be Count Dooku's apprentice, even though
maybe Dooku would have trying to one up each other and then they kill each other or something.
Not in Episode 2. But like if you.
Well, I mean, you could have Maul get killed in Episode 2 and have Dooku take over as the main villain.
Yeah, but then if that happens.
But then you'd have to make sure that you don't cut Dooku's head off 10 minutes into Episode 3, which we will get into.
Right, because pretty much,
Because that pisses me off.
because I always still think I agree with people when people say Jim and Dooku fighting Obi-Wan in Utapau, because then you'll have more story cohesion, I
Mhm.
guess. Even though I still love Grievous, like I think I like Grievous more than Maul, to be honest. I just always had a love affair with General Grievous, and we'll get into that.
This is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, big time.
Though he didn't need to be a wimp.
I
Like
actually
he
have
was in
some
the movie.
controversial opinions on the Episode 3 General Grievous, but we'll get to that later.
Yes, we will. So stick
What if
around,
Obi-Wan was
folks.
killed by Grievous?
That would be interesting.
If you kill off Obi-Wan, then what do you do with Anakin? Because it depends. If you
He'd
have
probably fall to the dark side faster, but just not
Yeah.
even give a damn. He'd probably have killed Mace and then killed Palpatine.
what?
Like he might not have even given a shit about Padme at that point. He might have just like mentally broken.
I don't know.
Because we saw what happened to him in the Clone Wars comics when he thought Obi-Wan died, and well, he had it under control. Look at what happened in Clone Wars. Look at what happened there, where he's just
And that's when he was
sadistic.
that's when he had his Ahsoka.
Well, yeah, but even Ahsoka couldn't get to him in that arc.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Ahsoka, I think they're going with the bitter idea. Anakin's a bit bitter, although I can't tell with that Force vision, because sometimes Force visions are a little. You can't really tell because they're Force visions.
That Force vision, the way I see it, is that is actually a decent explanation for Anakin's Force ghost being Hayden Christensen.
Well, yeah, that'd be awesome.
The idea that there's part of him that's in limbo, almost.
I was actually talking more about his feeling towards Ahsoka.
But yeah, that's what I mean, though. Like, there's still... Even the good part of Anakin still resents her because of what happened.
Okay, so you're on board with that idea. Okay.
Yeah, like, he legit... like, not that he hates her, he, like, just legit... Like, just is pissed.
Right. Okay.
So it could be that's just Ahsoka's own insecurities.
I think it could be both. I wouldn't be surprised if Anakin felt that way. He seems like that kind of guy. Even though Ahsoka had every right to leave. Not even more so. But anyway, yeah, I can't think of any more infinities. Let me think.
What
General
about
Grievous-
episode 7 stuff? That, like, won't happen or didn't happen?
What was that?
Wasn't me. Was it me? I hope it wasn't me. Did we lose 3
No,
quarters?
that was me. That was me by accident.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I think that was me. I don't know.
Okay, I got one. What if Kylo Ren and Rey end up falling for each other?
Let's hope they're not cousins.
What if they...
They did their
Star Wars,
Skywalker.
you could...
They
It
did-
is-
Star Wars,
yo.
yeah.
No, what if they both ended up falling into that crevice?
Oh, that
Along with Finn's dead body. Or Finn's unconscious body. Like, just like they both fall, and then, like, Finn's, like, body is just, like, unconsciously, like, skidding down. And then, like, it's like, well, but who would be the next Jedi? Like,
Ooh.
Snoke has no apprentice now.
Oh, I
Who
got it.
takes
I got
charge?
it. I got it. What if Finn, Rey died, and then all of a sudden you find out Poe Dameron has Force powers and he's a Jedi, and he had to single-handedly
actually
take
have
out
Force
Snoke.
he might.
But then he had
He
to...
might. I don't think he's Force sensitive, but I think he might have. Like he himself, he's not Force sensitive himself, but
No. My
he
joke's
did
not
grow
done
up
yet.
in the vicinity of a Force sensitive plant
Maybe, but here's my idea.
as a
He has
kid,
to single-handedly...
so it's very possible that the Force has some sort of connection to him.
Yeah, but here's the idea, though. He has to single-handedly fight Snoke, and no one else does, because he's the chosen one, and he's like the prophesied to be the greatest hero the Star Wars universe has ever known. And then every day,
Yeah.
Poe Dameron Day. Preach the word.
I do want him to possibly like
I'm just kidding.
like the idea that the Force is helping him out, like kind of like cheating, just because that would be an actual explanation as to why he's better than everyone else. Especially because I mean Wedge was never like that. Except then again, I've always theorized that the reason he always survived was because the Force was like, you're Luke Skywalker's best friend. You might as well survive.
That'd be cool if the Force just said, I'm gonna help out this random guy today.
Well, the Force does.
It's the Force.
Kind of.
Let's see.
It's
I
the
know
Force.
another one I want to see. You find out Snoke is actually Hondo, and this entire First Order is just a scheme for him to get some money to pay back his debtors.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Well, what do you mean theory? That's straight up the truth.
It's just Hondo.
But yeah, what if Mace survived and he's Snoke?
then that would be some bleeping awesomeness. He's tired of
Well, you know he has 2 hands. Never mind.
Yeah. What if Han
And he's
survived?
black.
I don't know, maybe he paled. Maybe he saw something that turned him white. Ghostbusters joke.
Shit that will turn you white. Yes, he saw, like, he's Ernie. It's Ernie this whole time.
What if Han somehow
Ernie
pulled a
Hudson
Luke
Snoke.
and survived the fall into the everlasting abyss?
Who?
Han Solo.
Well, I don't know about you, but in my opinion, a 70-year-old man getting stabbed through with a by a blade made of superheated plasma kind of is going to kill him either way.
But red. It's Han Solo. It's Han Solo. It's Han Solo. Solo.
What about Lando? Like, what if Snoke is actually Lando and this is all just a really big revenge scheme on him because the Falcon?
Yeah, you want to get back the Falcon.
Like, he's like, this was all because he took the Falcon away. Or, like, it's like he doesn't have a good retirement fund or something.
But that would make Kylo Ren's story infinitely more dark, wouldn't it?
It's just part of this big trade-off between him and Lando because he stole the Falcon years ago.
Like, yeah, I buy that.
Yeah, why not?
Like, Lando would totally do that. Then again, we'd have the habit of either killing off or making every African-American character evil.
I actually want to see Lando though in Episode 8, just to like get revenge for Han or something.
Where was Lando?
In retirement? I don't know.
Is he in the Aftermath book?
No,
I have no idea where Lando is.
no, he's in Shattered Empire.
Yeah, like in a brief cameo.
That's true. He broke the thing. Who knows where Lando is? Let's see. What
He
else?
broke what thing?
The little antenna on the Millennium Falcon.
Oh yeah, the antenna.
They even had to change that for Episode 7. They gave it I think it's a square now instead of a circle.
Yep.
That was right. Okay, let's see. Well, it's your idea of wanting Wedge to be the General Patton of the New Republic.
I think that straight up could happen. Him and some other people.
Let's see. Akbar's Eisenhower. Wedge's Patton. Who's Montgomery?
Who was Montgomery in real life?
Who'd be the Montgomery in the Star Wars universe?
Who's that in real life?
Oh, he's the British general. Desert Rats.
Well, we already. I guess I don't know because we already have Patton. Like, who would be like the main Nazi general? Well, Hux.
Hux is the Nazi general. He's your Himmler, Hitler, Hess, Goebbels, all meshed into one.
Well, who's Kylo Ren actually? I guess he's like a Jew hunter.
Ooh. I guess.
This guy's dark.
A Jedi hunter.
This got really dark.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move along. Let's get away from the Nazis.
Move along.
Move on.
What about
else?
What if Starkiller Base had not blown up? Like they disabled it but didn't blow up?
There are lots of Starkiller bases.
I still have the theory that when Wedge Antilles shows up, there's going to be like 20 Starkiller bases and he just blows them up one blaster bolt at a time.
You could do it.
And it's just like, and that's why Wedge is awesome. And then like 50 more show up and then Corran Horn blows them up with one blaster bolt.
I can't think of many Infinities without just feeling like things they should have done. Let's see. Let's think of some really
What about if Luke and Leia weren't siblings?
Ooh.
And like we did, and then we did the
what George
the thing where he has a long lost sister, but we wouldn't meet her until the second sequel trilogy.
Oh yeah, I thought it was a brother in the version.
No, it was always going to be a long lost sister. They just combined the characters of Leia and that character.
All right, because they wanted to get it over.
What if Anakin had an affair with someone else?
I don't think that'd make a difference.
I mean, I've always wanted to see what if Anakin had wasn't with Padme and had a relationship with like another Jedi or something,
or someone more stable.
Like there's a character in the Jedi Quest books that I think would have made a better love interest for him than Padme. And there's a character that's set between 1 and 2, and then there's a character who dies in the Dark Horse comics during the Battle of Jabim, I believe it's called, who I think would have just been a much better character to just have that be with.
Ooh, I got a
Or
good
even
idea.
you could still have had it be the mother and everything, but you could have just had it be that they don't even like get married or anything till like towards the end of the war. Like you could have had Anakin have other love interests with that throughout the Star Wars saga, but they didn't
I got a good
because
idea.
Padme had to be the main character.
I actually have a cool idea. It's something
Like
they.
give Anakin a Gwen Stacy. You could still have that character get killed off in Funny if both characters I mentioned actually both got killed off
Getting dark.
in brutal deaths.
I actually
One
have
of which was a kid.
I have an idea. I got an idea. And they're kind of doing this with the Darth Vader comic too. What if like Darth Vader had almost like a twisted love interest? Like it doesn't have to be like stable or anything, but it's someone who's kind of on his level, and but yet it's not lovey-dovey stuff. But I don't know what a good example this would
No,
be.
I think Vader's too broken.
I don't know. I feel like somebody if you wrote it the right way and you just was somebody with like on his level, like could match wit with him, kind of thing. I think you could make it work. I wouldn't be able to
What about the person in the Vader comic?
like yeah, that's the example I was going with. But maybe a little someone even above, a little more than that. I'm not quite sure.
I don't know. I kind of feel like that character. Like if he was still Anakin Skywalker, I think those two would have actually fit well.
Yeah, I mean I don't know where
Just
they
they're very similar.
right.
But that character is currently kidnapped,
She's gonna
so
die.
she might die soon.
Yeah.
'Cause the rebels, well, the rebels kidnapped her, so I don't think they'd kill her.
Well, she had like a psycho rebel. Let's.
You got what's his face? That one like really insane guy who's just like, no, I'm fine, I'm fine. No, not Jack. Who's the other guy who was like,
I don't know.
who was like really happy and was like, enjoy. Oh no, damn it! I'm thinking of Star Trek right now. I'm thinking of the engineer guy from '09.
Oh, okay.
Who's like, whoa, this is awesome. And then he gets burned alive by the giant drill.
Oh, yeah, I got a good one. What if the Separatists had won the Clone Wars? Like, let's say the Force did, like something happened that made the Separatists win.
What if Palpatine's plan was to have the Separatists win?
That would be even more interesting. Like that'd be
Yeah.
interesting. General got to deal with General Grievous now instead of Darth Vader.
I mean, I guess it would just be that would get disbanded and become the Empire anyways.
Except
Yeah.
with
Because the
droids.
Republic kind of did win.
That's true. Except for droids. Except with droids instead of stormtroopers.
Well, they probably still used the clones because they were more effective. Except for the inhibitor ships, so maybe
I got even
maybe
weird.
a mix of both.
Oh, I got an even weirder idea. I just thought this right now. What if in the middle of the Clone Wars, the Yuuzhan Vong just happened to invade right there and then? That'd be cool.
Probably everyone would die.
No,
Limited resources. Everyone's already hurt. Nobody would be able to make it out of that.
that'd be interesting. Seeing Palpatine have to deal with the Vong.
Yeah, back to the Leia thing. Well, Palpatine did deal with Vaughn. It was his plan to have them, like he was setting them up to invade, according to the Essential Guide to Warfare.
I thought he was setting them up to defend. That was Thrawn's whole thing.
Well, yeah, Palpatine was doing the same thing as well.
Right. Although a lot of people, that's not why.
But back to the Leia thing. What do you think? Without Episode 6, like looking from Episode 5 onwards, like pretending like Episode 6 didn't happen, what do you guys think would have happened with that love triangle?
I still think
Between Han, Leia, and Luke.
Yeah.
Somebody would have had to die.
Yeah, someone would.
Well, Han was gonna die.
That's true.
Be so
What
weird though.
bothered me about that was I genuinely I just read Splinter of the Mind's Eye, and I think that relationship actually works, and it's like really creepy that George like kind of messed with that since they were kind of like actually a thing in the comics at the time.
I always liked Han and Leia's relationship better. I'm just so used to it that those two fall.
What if Luke?
But that's
What
the
if
thing, their
Luke-
way of solving the love triangle was to say, haha, it was just incest. It's like, that's not how you
What if-
should end.
Let's
Hey,
say,
Gravity
what if
Falls
Luke
has
and
twincest, so
Wait, what?
what if
Gravity Falls has
Wait, what?
twincest. Gravity Falls has twincest. It's called the fan fiction.
Okay, that's different than actual canonical. Ugh.
what
It's
if
very different.
It's not
What if
canonical
Luke and
anymore.
Leia actually got together?
Oh, wait, yes, it is.
What?
What if Luke and Leia actually got together?
If they weren't brother and sister, then that's fine.
That actually, again, like I think that'd be interesting. Like read Splinter of the Mind's Eye, that really does work. And it's just so weird going back to stuff. Of course, I don't. The one thing with Splinter of the Mind's Eye that was funny was he's like Vader's like looking at Luke's lightsaber and stuff like that, and like they're fighting and everything. He's clearly Vader, just the henchman of the Empire. He's not Luke's dad yet, canonically. So it's kind of funny where he is just kind of the petty thug of the Empire, rather like he's
a
looking
really
at Luke's
cool
lightsaber
petty
and
thug,
doesn't
though.
notice that it's his own. He picks up Luke's lightsaber at one point. He doesn't even notice it's its own blade.
Ooh, they made
Because of course that's what because that hadn't happened yet. Of course, with the new stuff we have that where he sees Luke's lightsaber and he's like, "What? You have my lightsaber?"
At least they have the hindsight this time. Which and of course Luke and Leia aren't what-ing, maybe.
We don't know.
That's true. It's a long war. You get bored, get stressed.
Oh God. Oh God. What about Lux?
What?
What if Ahsoka had left the Jedi Order for that stupid, pathetic character?
Political character.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
Lux.
about him.
Yeah, I hated that character so much.
Not
as bad as he wasn't as horrible as Clovis. What if Steela had survived?
Which one's Steela?
What?
Which one's Steela? I get confused.
The Lux's love interest.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Who Ahsoka drops in the most horrifying death scene.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Her own brother accidentally kills her.
I have to watch that Alderaanian. Alderaanian. I always want to say Alderaan.
That was so sad.
Yeah.
But actually, though, I do genuinely love that arc because Ahsoka makes the choice to not to stay with the Jedi Order and then immediately gets betrayed by them, which is why she fits so well with being.
Oh boy.
But yeah.
Yeah.
X-rated stuff, folks. I can't share it with you on this podcast.
Well, we could if we cared about the children. If we didn't care about the children.
Yeah, that's true.
Children.
Think of the children.
Think of the children.
What about what if Han had stayed? What if Han had died in Episode 5?
Oh, that'd be weird. Episode 6. Well, how about what? Here's a better idea. Let's just say this. What if Revenge of the Jedi happened? Actually, no, it did. Because Episode 7 said it did. Just kidding. Well, kind of.
Well. Oh yeah, well that's kind of like the same thing because in Revenge of the Jedi, Leia wasn't his sister, Han died, that stuff.
Yeah, well, Episode 7 kind of acted like Revenge of the Jedi happened. I mean, except the sister part, obviously, because you can't get rid of that.
And Han.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And Luke. But yeah, that would actually be something I'd like to see done as a comic book, like Revenge of the Jedi, the original draft of Return of the Jedi.
But yeah,
Let's
you
see.
okay?
No, I'm just coughing. Yeah, sorry.
Don't die on us.
No, I do that all the time. I'm fine.
Wait, you die all the time?
You die all the time?
No, I cough all the time.
Like, yeah, I have a Lazarus pit in the back room. It's fine.
No.
And how do we know that's the real Joel? I mean, he could kill us for all we know.
Oh, let's see. Oh, I'd like to, as much as I joke about this, I'd actually like to see some twisted, weird relationship Palpatine could be in. Like, who would his twisted psycho girl be?
Oh, we essentially just became shippers right now.
Hey,
yeah, we're just becoming shippers right now.
We're fans.
This is
what
gonna
we
be
do.
the Star Wars shipper special.
Well, that's what we do. We're fans. And this you bring up
Random
Infinities. But yeah, but who would be the Palpatine psycho girl? Who can match?
We know.
We know?
Yeah.
Nope.
Icer.
Which? Oh yes, of course. Oh
Not
yeah.
not the dad. Icer.
Oh, Yizan.
Yizani.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I remember reading some
Kind of like
stuff.
how Dala in Tarkin, which, oh god, every time I think of that, I just want to throw up.
Tarkin
It's
should
like, oh god, Peter Cushing, no.
You're too dignified.
I mean, he was a total pimp, probably, because he's awesome, but still. But yeah, so Palpatine and Isaac were a thing. And, oh my god, I hope not with Mara Jade.
No, Mara Jade probably didn't have anything. She was just loyal. Until she wasn't no more.
Like, Luke, like she just, like, mentions that arbitrarily, and Luke's like, oh god. like
that needs to happen somewhere.
Like, after their one night, Luke just, like, cuts off his own, you know what. Like, he's just like, I'm out.
Oh, boy. Okay. Let's try and think of some serious stuff.
Is it burnt too? Oh god! What about with Vader? What about with Vader?
No, his is chopped off. Remember? His whole entire. Oh, you mean love interest? Oh.
With Vader, no, Vader's legs were chopped off. That was it.
Right.
And his arm.
Yep.
Poe X Ben.
To go Palpatine. Damn it, the table broke in my. What was it, like my crotch was boiling hot and it was like my crotch was boiling in lava. Something you have some experience with, am I right? Vader's like, it's like, oh god, that like poor Vader. But yeah, what about other things? Other actual like Elseworld things.
General Grievous lives past Episode 3. I don't know.
Palpatine would kill him.
Or he just hide. He's a warrior.
Palpatine would kill him.
That's true.
Yeah, hide from Palpatine. That's gonna work.
Maul's doing it.
The Death Star had kept going? Like he had been around.
Which one?
This is the first one.
Then that's what you get the Star Wars New Hope Infinities for. That's pretty much that story.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. What if Endor did get blown up by the second Death Star, but it still got blown up, like the second Death Star itself also?
Then would the Emperor have died in it?
Yes, the Emperor, Han, Leia, Chewie, everyone except for Wedge and Lando.
Luke died too?
Well, yeah.
Okay,
he's on the ship.
So that means no more Jedi until it's like some random kid finds some Jedi holocron somewhere. And probably the Empire still just goes into civil war. Except you just...
Well, no, it's Wedge versus the galaxy. It'd be the coolest thing ever.
Wedge versus the Star Wars galaxy.
Like Thrawn versus Wedge.
Thrawn versus Wedge.
Like Thrawn's just like in a room and he's like, Thrawn's like terrifying in interrogations, and then Wedge is just like, I'm Wedge Antilles. Like, what are you gonna do to me?
Wedge got interrogated actually. And
I know, and he gave up the information, which I don't like because it's not something Wedge would do.
I don't remember. Oh, okay. I wasn't paying attention. I don't really like that book. That book's not good anyway.
Yeah, I just started reading it on the audiobook, but yeah. So back to do you guys have any more things?
I think I'm good.
From founding the First Order. I'm still saying that.
Yes, that too.
Okay, let's hope this works, folks, because our recording system is weird right now.
Yes, about 5 hours last night proved that.
Yep.
Okay, so that's all.
Like 6 hours for Joel and I.
Okay.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm about to stop the recording, so see ya, everybody.
Bye.
Later.
And put your own things in the comments, because we haven't gotten a single comment on any of our videos ever.
And subscribe. Subscribe. Always subscribe. And bye.
Farewell.